Hi everybody, this is Greg. I'm getting ready to do a review on the Masterbuilt pellet smoker that I just picked up. I got mine online on sale for $4.49. Regular price on it's $5.99, and these are just kind of my first impressions. First off, you're going to see that this is a giant smoker. This thing is huge. It's got 6 racks, about 2,000 square inches of cooking surface. This is what it looks like next to a 40-inch Masterbuilt electric smoker. Plenty of size, plenty of cooking space. This is how the racks on the 40-inch smoker compare. You can see that there's quite a bit of size difference, both length and width. The pellet smoker boasts that you can cook 30 chickens or 6 turkeys, 12 racks of ribs, 24 pork butts. And I think those are pretty modest numbers. I think depending on the types of the meat that you're doing and how big they are, you can easily get more. This is just going to be some quick walkthrough of it here. I'll show you the hopper. Pretty straightforward design. Holds about 20 pounds of pellets. I've found mine to use right in the neighborhood of just over a pound of pellets every hour. Through my smokes, I was able to get 17 hours, and that was adjusting my temperatures back and forth. So I thought it was, pretty in line with other smokers. That is the integrated water pan that they give you. That long, narrow piece right there. It holds about 20 ounces of liquid. All the testing I did for temperature was all done on my TEPAQ Wi-Fi thermometer. All my probes were tested in boiling water to ensure accuracy. I ran them through the vent on the back of the smoker. I used 4 different probes, and I was able to space them out on the racks. I had one probe even with the top, one even with the bottom, and then the 2 kind of in the middle. This is an illustration that shows the time and temperature graph. Each big box there represents 50 degrees. It maintained average temperature plus or minus 15 degrees, so about a 30-degree difference overall, but I never did reach that 350 I set it to. This is the digital controller. It's got 2 ports on the left there for 2 probes that are included. It does take a little bit to get used to setting it, and there's a special smoke mode on there, which is not the most user-friendly. They did include a little hole in the side here. This is meant to run the 2 temperature probes through, so you don't have to try to shut them in the door or run them through the vent on the back of the smoker. So that's right above that hopper and control panel. It's very nice. This is the handle that they've included for moving the smoker. It's a very large, robust handle. It's up pretty high, about chest level, so it gives you good leverage to move it, and it's held in with 4 very large screws. They seem like they're going to hold in pretty well. Time will tell on that, but right now they feel really solid. On the bottom of it, they include caster wheels on the back. Rolls pretty nicely. They're about the right size wheel, I'd say. This is the back vent of the smoker, and this is where I ran my probes for the testing. I did most of my testing during the seasoning cycle on there with my temperature set at the maximum of 350, but again, my smoker did not actually ever reach 350. I think part of the reason is because of where the temperature probe inside the smoker is located. It's on that far right wall as you look inside the smoker, so closest to the hopper. And on the bottom there, covered in foil, you can see a little heat shield. Well, that's angled down to the left of the smoker, so all the heat that comes up, I think, seeps through that little crevice there onto that sensor, and I think it's given some premature readings, so I think they could have moved it somewhere else. The fit and finish I didn't find to be the greatest on the smoker, which was really discouraging. Here I'm showing the door, and if I want to get that door to have any kind of a good seal, I've got to lift up on it. You can see if I just try to close it like normal, it leaves a large gap on the bottom. It doesn't line up on the top, but if I lift up on it, like right here, you can see it does seal a lot better. There are 2 latches for the door. There's one on the top and one on the bottom. So those do help to hold the door closed. I don't necessarily think I have a warping issue. It's more of an alignment issue. Another fit and finish issue I had here was this bottom latch. It didn't really catch the door like it should have. I've got it as tight as it can go, and it will catch but you can see I can just pull it right off of my finger. It's not doing a good job holding the door shut, but it keeps it from opening further, I guess you could say. Next, I'm going to show you here the bottom, that bottom door underneath the regular door of the smoker to get to the food. This is where the crucible is that burns the pellets, and that's all the ash accumulated around there. This is where the ash is supposed to go. I'd say I probably have a little bit more ash outside of the ash collector than actually got into the ash collector, so I hear that's not completely abnormal though. It's a little tough to see here in this picture, but this rack is a little bent now. It got warped from my first smoke from putting a brisket on there. Maybe they used just a little bit too thin a material for the span that they're doing, since this is a wider smoker. So that was discouraging also. And if you look in the hopper, you can see my fingerprints in the dust, and that was where I had to knock down the pellets that got stuck in the hopper. So I did run out of pellets during the smoke. But here you can see that the finished product does deliver a nice smoke ring. The meat was tender, it was juicy. I did have good smoke flavor. It wasn't quite as smoky as I got in my Masterbuilt electric smoker, because the pellets do burn cleaner, but oh my goodness. It's decent. I did also atomic buffalo turds that I brought to a party. Those turned out great as well. The thing I was the most happy with was chicken wings. They got a nice char on them, and that was from just the smoker itself. I didn't have to grill these, I didn't have to broil them. The skin was completely bite through. I didn't do anything special on the prep work. Pretty much just, I took them straight from the smoker into the bowl, sauced them, and ate them, and they were absolutely delicious. So, yeah, moving forward here, we're going to show you one thing I was a little let down. There's the handle location on the smoker. On the bottom of the smoker, if you want to tip it up, this is a little bar that you'd kind of use on your foot. Very, very thin, stamped, flimsy metal. It would have been nice to see something a little more robust down there. I was a little bit let down that that's all they give you. Not a whole lot of extra support there. But it's just for moving the smoker, so hopefully it does not become an issue. This was really annoying. The display is very hard to read. The display is on right now, and you can kind of see some numbers going around in there. Very, very hard to see in the light. They could have done a little cover on there, or maybe designed it a little differently, but it's annoyingly difficult to read. Again, the door issue, kind of keep coming back to that. If I lift up on it, it seals. Is it a deal breaker for me? Probably not. Is it annoying? Absolutely. The door catch not latching, less than desirable there. I don't think there's a way to adjust any further without taking that nut off the end of it, which will buy me a little bit more room, maybe a couple more threads, which I'll grab, so I can definitely take care of that. But I wish I didn't have to right out of the box. I mean, I did pay $449 for it. I did expect it to kind of hold up. Another thing worth mentioning is that the smoker is not insulated. Is that a deal breaker? Probably not. I hear the majority of the pellet smokers on the market are not insulated. They sell blankets for them. So that's probably normal, but it also might have something to do with me not ever reaching my actual set temperature of 350 degrees. So we'll see. I'll get to play around with it some more and definitely find out. So bottom line with the smoker, would I buy it again? Probably. It's definitely got its hang-ups, it's got its quirks, but 2,000 square cooking inches for under $450 is an extremely good value. Are there things I'd change on the smoker? Absolutely. I'd love to see some thicker racks. I mean, that'll probably hold up all right, but the fact that the top one bent already with my first brisket was discouraging. I'd love to see a kick bar on the back that was a little more robust, something I don't have to be afraid of bending for moving the smoker. I'd really like to see what it could do with some insulation. I've never hit my maximum temperature of 350 degrees, And on the other end, I'd love to see it go lower than 180 degrees because right now that's the minimum set temperature. And for doing snack sticks and jerky and summer sausage, you like to start low, 150-ish. So that'd be nice. I'd also like to see this display panel just reconfigured a little bit to make it easier to see. But do I like my smoker? Absolutely. Am I having fun using it? Absolutely. I think Masterbuilt did a great job on their first pellet smoker. I think just with such a gigantic smoker, they may have just left a little bit of room for improvement. But I still like it. I'll still use it. Thanks for watching. Let me know if you have any questions. Feel free to leave comments.